Bill uses the crane to smuggle things down to the lower town to evade the duty at the gate. Can't imagine that's allowed. Bill uses the crane to... Can't imagine. Judging by the size and the wood used, the barrel must contain a precious liquid. Brandy, I'd bet. Judging by the size and... The first few weeks after the war, there wasn't much to be had, but now you can buy practically anything you want, if you have enough gold. It was quite a surprise when one morning suddenly the second tower appeared. The older folk remembered that it had once always been there, until one day it just disappeared. They didn't really pay much attention to it at first because the town housed the mage school. Magic stuff happens. But when it didn't return, they just forgot about it. But I wonder how the tower managed to return unnoticed. I mean, if a tower climbs over the town walls and over the town's rooftops to get here, someone's sure to notice. The Archmage no longer lives alone in the tower. He has some family learning the art of magic there too. But it's difficult teaching adults magic. Their minds are less open and they're too stuck in the physical world, and they lack the imagination for magic. No, the next generation of real mages will be the young, trained by us in the school. In 10 years, the Mage Tower will be teeming with the school's finest. For centuries, the Archmage has also been the leader of the Free Peoples, but Archmage Alistair has had this crazy idea that the people should choose their leader themselves. He says it's not good the mages are the only ones to elect the new leader. That's why we're having the election in 3 days. But if things go badly, that loathsome Van Buren will become the Alliance's new leader. A weathercock like that tells the weather with amazing accuracy. When it spins quickly, we have stormy winds coming in from different directions. When it casts a shadow, the sun is shining. When it's wet, it's raining. Or it just has. When it's all white and doesn't rotate, well, it's frozen. Like now. How could a simple piece of metal know all that? Dear, there's clever. I'm not so convinced that this lottery is a good idea. Sure, it's a fine thing for the winner, but wouldn't it be a coincidence if the right person won? Presumably the names of all the inhabitants of the lower town are written on slips of paper and one of them drawn. I would imagine the council leader herself will draw the winner. She wants to show people that she can bring a better life. The delivery dock for goods delivered by airship. Bill is one of the town's biggest merchants, and with the war over, more goods land here every day. Bill seems to be waiting for something. Hello, Bill.
Wilbur.
How's business?
Could be better.
I thought business would be booming now that the war's over.
It is. But it could be better.
Were you in the lower town today? What's the situation like?
Those loonies are taking over.
What, you mean the protesters?
More gold for everyone, they demand. They should work instead, then they'll have gold.
But isn't that the problem? They want to work, but there aren't any jobs.
There's enough work. I've offered a couple of them work.
Yes, but they'd like to be paid.
You see, so it is all about gold. You give those layabouts a little finger and they take the whole hand. And who's supposed to pay for it? The honest trader.
Then you're on the council leader's side, right?
You bet. All the traders are. She's one of us after all, even if only by marriage. Her husband, old Van Buren, was the richest trader in the region.
Was?
Been dead 2 years. Was the last Van Buren. His father and his uncle before him were full-blooded salesmen. Out of their parents' vast and powerful trading group, they made an even vaster and more powerful trading group. Van Buren knew what to do, and the widow knows too. She knows the hardships the traders suffer and is sure to cut taxes.
Do you even pay taxes?
No, but they're too high nonetheless.
What do you think of the lottery?
Clever, ain't it?
What do you mean?
Well, you've got to give the rabble the feeling they could make it too, right?
Make what?
Becoming one of us. As long as everyone down there thinks their current situation is only a temporary condition on the way to fame and fortune, they leave us in peace.
But some actually do make it.
Yes, exactly. That's the spirit. Anyone can make it if they just try hard enough. Meh.
Looks like your crane's ready.
Oh, yes. Finally, I can lower goods straight down to my stall. Saves on customs duty and paying bribes to the town guard down by the gate.
Is that legal?
Not paying bribes? Dunno. But nowadays, an honest trader's got to look out for number one.
I have to be going, Bill. See you next time.
See ya.
He seems to be pretty busy. Probably better if I don't disturb him without a good reason. The troll just downed tools and called it a day. I should bring that up at the next staff meeting. Ew, the bucket is filled with some kind of mucus. Half water, half troll spit, I bet. No wonder the floor isn't clean. Blocky was looking for something in the drawer, or he put something into it. Either way, he didn't want to be seen doing it. I should head down to the inn and talk with Remy. He'll know what to do. Blocky was look. I should head down. Blocky was looking for. It was so cold in class this morning, condensation formed on the cages and dripped down. Ew. It'd be nice if the stove actually worked. It was so cold. Someone should really clean up the potion corner and wash all the vessels. Someone who isn't me. Things can go bad when you fiddle with old magic ingredients. That's why I don't touch them until I absolutely have to. Someone should really... I feel really worn down today. I'd love to go to my nice warm room and see my cozy soft bed, but that could be a complete disaster. If something were to happen to the Archmage just because I caught 40 winks... No, completely out of the question. As soon as I have time, I might see if some of these books actually belong in the library. Then again, I'd say they're more likely notes from former teachers and learning materials. And what's this? Oh, a class photograph. For a while, photography was very fashionable. A sorcerer unveiled these little devices which could take detailed pictures of the real world. However, it turned out that small demons inside the cameras were responsible for painting the pictures. They stole a piece of soul from those photographed. Photography quickly went out of fashion. I've got a class tomorrow morning. I should prepare for it. Blocky has forbidden me from using magic in class, but how can I inspire my students without magic? I never thought that magic could be so complicated. For me, it was always quite natural. The first time I took my wand in my hand, I felt it. The magic surrounded me and pulsed through me. Everything added up. I don't know if I'll ever understand all of that. I never studied it. For me, magic was just there. I'm not sure who that is, or what. Maybe it was a pupil who asked their teacher too many difficult questions, imprisoned there as a warning to others. Probably very effective, but not exactly motivating. Maybe I can train the plant not to eat the students. If not, I'll train the students to eat the plant. The kobold still doesn't seem to have found a way back into the school. Maybe he's long since given up. Still, I think I'll leave the windows closed just in case. I don't think books could help me at the moment. Quite the opposite, in fact. I'm easily distracted. I should actually do something productive, or sleep maybe. But instead I just read a book or play a game. Ugh, creepy. The prison. I always try to get past this window fast. Hello? Is anyone there?
You bet there is.
My name is Wilbur Weathervane. Who are you?
Wilbur Weathervane? Good alias. Call me Mr. X. My friends call me X.
X? Strange name. Still, better than Goalpost Head, I guess. Why are you locked up?
They want me out of the way. I know too much.
But they don't just lock people up for being intelligent.
They do if you know the wrong things. We're being watched.
By whom?
They are watching us.
Who are they? The wizards?
Them, the ones watching us. They're out there.
How long have you been in prison?
A few days, but I suspect they'll never let me out. I'm a political prisoner. They want to silence me. Tell everyone. The truth is out there.
Here, in Seastone?
Yes, probably.
Do you really think you'll be in there long?
They certainly won't let me go before the elections. That Van Buren wants to show her strength, and it's anybody's guess what'll happen afterwards. Either way, I'm not going to wait until some court passes judgment on me. I'll escape as soon as I have the chance.
Well then, I have to be going.
Take care of yourself, brother.
All of the expensive shops in Seastone are here in the upper town. This bakery makes the finest pies, the most delicious cakes, and the most amazing chocolates. Luckily, I don't have enough money to buy myself a treat every day. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too long before I no longer fit into my teacher's robe. This is torture. The bakery's closed, but the shop window displays all the things you could enjoy if it were open. This is torture. The drain should lead directly to Seastone sewers. I would like to say that the sewers in this town are a true marvel of engineering skill. But in truth, the stink here in midsummer is absolutely, breathtaking. Almost every house in the upper town has a drain leading to the sewer. In the lower town, things look different. Many residents just tip their effluence into the street and trust that it will somehow make its way below. The drain's blocked by a grating, and even if I did remove it, I'd still be too big to climb down. Almost every house in the upper the coat of arms of the proud town of Seastone, capital of the Alliance and largest town in all Avantasia. With the refugee camp on the outskirts of town, Seastone seems larger than ever before. Seastone was never captured during the war. The town has massive walls and stretches about 200 meters into the air like a tower. That's why they called the Great War the War of the Two Towers. Seastone against the Archwitch Motroga's Dark Tower. The latest edition of the Seastone Lookout, the local newspaper. Council Leader Van Buren, we are equal opportunity providers. Tomorrow morning we will present our solution to the poverty problem. We are the only ones with simple and efficient solutions to today's problems. There are loads of election posters hanging here beside the paper. Death entered the election campaign last week. His slogans are death to all and death is the solution. What's this? Hey! Archmage Alistair's a traitor. He uses the artifact of divine fate for his own purposes rather than to help everyone. And here, friends of the Archmage claim he never served in the war and he was not born in Seastone. Those are lies. The Lookout is reporting unfairly and someone has glued these fabrications about the Archmage to the wall. No wonder his lead in the polls is disappearing. The Lookout is reporting... Some famous knight. He's already lost both legs and his sword in battle, but his fighting spirit is unbroken. 'Tis but a scratch is chiselled into the stone above the statue. The gate to the lower town is closed. That's new. Normally you can go down there until late at night. The gate to the lower... That's new. Anton Shieldhand, the town guard. If there was ever someone I wasn't going to like, it would be him. Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Well, I never. If it isn't little Weathervane.
Weathervane to you, Mr. Shieldhand. Professor Weathervane, to be precise.
Oh, your lordship, forgive me for not kneeling.
I see you're still the captain of the town guard.
It's captain and its only member.
Why aren't there more guards? Surely it's impossible for you to keep the peace all by yourself.
The council leader of the merchants doesn't see it that way. She handpicked me for this post. Nothing is more important than loyalty, she said.
How are things in the lower town?
Same as here, just dirtier and everything smaller.
What about the refugees?
Dunno, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been down there. From up here, it looks like the tent city has stopped growing. Either there are no new refugees arriving or the place is just full.
Aren't you responsible for the lower town too?
Can hardly be expected to go down there. The place is crawling with criminals.
But...
Anyway, the anarchists have erected barricades. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't get into the tent city.
Why is the gate closed? I want to go to the lower town.
Curfew. After dark, residents of the upper town can only enter the lower town with special permission.
Who came up with that?
Council leader Van Buren. She's worried about the well-being of the residents of the upper town.
And where do I get one of these permits?
Nowhere today. You can go to the town hall and apply for one there tomorrow.
But I'm supposed to meet Remy in the inn tonight.
Tough.
What's the story behind that statue?
That's the Black Knight. He serves as an inspiration for young soldiers of the town guard. He's supposed to motivate them to fight bravely to the last drop of blood.
Who was he?
No one knows. He was mangled when he was found, but he still had the lust for battle in his eyes.
There are posters over there spreading lies about the Archmage.
So?
Those are lies. Anyone could read them. A couple might even believe them.
What can you do?
You could remove them. I would do it myself, but I don't have any water or a spatula, and it's your job.
All right then. Tomorrow. I've got way too much to do now.
So, what are you doing?
I'm guarding the town. I'm the town guard.
Looks like Bill the Merchant's crane is finally finished.
It's been 2 days. He's been transporting things up and down all day.
And you inspected the goods?
Why should I?
Isn't there a toll on transporting goods like alcohol and pipeweed and other stuff from the upper town to the lower town?
There are real crimes going on in this town. I don't even have the resources to take care of them.
Bill said something about bribing the town guard. Would you know anything about that?
That's an outrageous allegation. The town guard is not bribable.
That's good. Otherwise, you'd probably have too much gold. I mean, if no more goods go through the gate here, then no one needs to be bribed, eh?
That's right. So you're saying Bill is cheating the state of its well-earned taxes because he's smuggling goods into the lower town?
Do you want to ban him from running the crane?
No. Bill and his colleagues are very influential. Anyway, no one said anything about a ban, did they? No. I've got another idea. But how can I do it?
What do you need to do to stop the smuggling?
Someone would have to mark one of Bill's barrels of alcohol and then order it from the lower town. If the said marked barrel turns up there tonight without the tax having been paid, then we have our evidence.
You can be really clever, Mr. Shieldhand.
The only problem is, I can't leave this place. I have to guard the town, you see. But you can fulfill your civic duty and help the town guard.
Civic duty? You want me to do your job?
Not for nothing, of course. What do you want in return?
I want a pony.
Aha! So you want free access to the lower town?
Ah, no, I want a pony.
Yes, you already said that. That's not how it works. You want to go to the lower town, I won't let you. But, coincidentally, there is something you can do for me. So we'll come to an agreement and you get...
A pony?
Ugh.
Fine then. I want into the lower town.
Excellent. Now you help me convict Bill and I give you the key to the gate.
Okay.
Here's a piece of chalk.
Anton Shieldhand, the town guard. Some famous knight. He's already lost both legs. I should chat with X as little as possible. They could be watching us. Hello, Bill.
Wilbur. Certainly.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a snag here.
No snag. You pay me 3 gold pieces and I'll lower you down. A very simple deal.
I don't have that much.
Pull the other one.
Couldn't you maybe just lower me down? Pretty please? I thought as much. When you're smuggling goods, aren't you worried that Mr. Shieldhand might get wise to you?
Anton, he's not exactly the brightest light in the firmament.
After all, he is the captain of the guard.
He can't tell his elbow from his arse. Van Buren will cut him off as soon as she's won the election. You don't want stupid yes-men around when you're the leader. You want clever yes-men. The stupid ones don't know how to keep quiet.
Why are you telling me all this stuff? Bit about the customs, Mr. Shieldhand, the council leader.
You're one of us. You live in the upper town. You're a professor at the magic school. Hey, tell me, you must have really bled the Archmage on that one, right? I mean, as the only available qualified mage. You probably get your weight in gold every month as compensation.
Well, I get an apple, and I don't really like to talk about it much.
I understand. In the end, the others want their piece of the cake too.
I have to be going, Bill. See you next time.
See ya.
He seems to be pretty busy. Probably better if I don't... The magic slate from Master Alistair. That golem idea is pretty good, I have to admit. One of the first clues that demons were in the cameras was that those photographed made strange grimaces they would never make in reality. A number of the students in this photo look more than odd. The graduating class of 1462 is written in ornate script above the image. That's the piece of chalk I'm supposed to use to mark one of Bill's barrels. Done. The gate to the lower town's closed. Bill uses the crane to smuggle. It's illegal, and Shieldham would love proof against Bill. Staple foods and the like are grown in the villages around the town. They can hardly produce enough. Many fields are over. The goods landing here come from... Mr. Shieldhand?
Mr. Professor.
I've marked a barrel of Bill's brandy.
Excellent. Then go down to the lower town and order a barrel and we'll see what happens.
You mean I no longer need a special permit?
Correct. You're now on an official mission for the town guard.
The less I talk to him, the better. The lookout is reporting unfairly, and someone has glued these fabrications about the Archmage. No wonder his... Bill also built the outhouse. Remy says he's rented this entire strip along the town wall. Maybe he couldn't bear the thought of leaving his stand unattended for a few minutes a day. There's a big padlock on the door. If I didn't know who the outhouse belonged to, I'd find that a tad strange. I bet you could pick up the key from Bill for a small fee. I'm sure Shield Hand won't let me back into the Upper Town until I have proof of Bill's bootlegging. It's just over a year ago when I stood in front of this gate for the first time. Mr. Shieldhand wouldn't let me into the Upper Town to see the Archmage. I had to earn the right to an audience first by becoming a mage. I've never understood this strange separation between the Upper and the Lower Town. The Upper Town is like a town within the town, with its own walls and private gates. And people from the Lower Town work up there, but at night they return to the Lower Town because they can't afford the Upper Town rents. My 1 apple a day wouldn't get me far up there either. Luckily, I can live in the school for free. Bill's store. During the day, he sells stuff from the Upper Town that you can't normally get down here. A wooden box full of old tools. Some sort of metal clamps, a hammer, some wire. Probably Bill uses the stuff to maintain his stand. I'll take the hammer. So this is where the crane comes down. And up there's Bill sitting on his crates. It's too dark to see anything, but Bill is sitting somewhere up there in the Upper Town. Psst! Bill!
Who's there? And what do you want?
My name is Guybrush, and I want to be a pirate. Hello? I said...
Yes, I heard you. I just can't believe you tried that old gag.
Sorry.
Who are you, and what do you want?
It's me, Wilbur.
Wilbur, come up here if you want something.
But I want, that is, I'd like... forget it. Bother, I was too nervous. Most traders and all the nearby farmers sell their goods at the Lower Town's big market. But Bill claimed this spot here as it's the only place he can sneak in the Upper Town contraband using his crane. Psst! Bill!
Who's there, and what do you want?
It's me, Mr. Shieldhand. I want to talk to you about my bribe. Or lack of, to be precise.
Why do you call yourself Mr. Shieldhand?
Because I am... Anton! Anton Shieldhand is my name. And I want a bribe.
Petey, is that you? It's bloody dark down there.
Yes, it's me, Petey.
Why are you putting on a funny voice all of a sudden? You really are a crazy dog. So what can I do for my favourite errand boy?
I would like some smuggled goods.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
I don't know why, but recently I've had this funny little pony floating around inside my head.
Pony? I can't help you there. Was there anything else?
I need a barrel of brandy for the inn.
No problem. What's the password?
Password? What password?
The secret password. I can't just offer illegal goods to anyone, especially as I don't have any.
Oh, that password. All right, the password is... What about you? Do you even know the password?
Of course, but that's hardly the point.
Should I buy my illegal goods from just anyone?
All right then, the password is marmalade.
The password is marmalade.
No, it's not. I just wanted to wind you up. Well, what's the real password?
Is it fluffy bunnies?
What? No.
Construct additional pylons?
Are you just guessing?
No.
What's the password?
I don't know the password.
Why not? Aren't you Petey? Step into the light.
Yes, I am, but I forgot the password.
Ha! That's just like you. Ask in the inn. The owner knows it.
Fine. Seastone has grown quite organically over the centuries. There are doors behind which there are only walls, staircases that lead to nowhere. Maybe a house was supposed to go here, but the builder changed his mind. This is one of the entrances to the underground world of the rats. Rats represent one of the town's largest population groups. But many don't think of them as real people and they don't have many rights. Remy and the Archmage have been trying to change that for a long time, but some think that the rats entered the town illegally and consider them vermin. When Seastone was almost a ghost town at the end of the war, the rats were unable to find enough food. I helped them. We've been best friends ever since. But since Remy became head of intelligence, I don't see him as often as I used to, so he's doing a good job. At the moment, more people live outside the town than inside it. Most of them are refugees. There were days when the wagons were lined up nose-bag to bumper and the road was full of them as far as the eye could see. This cart's been here a long time. Strange it wasn't used for either the temporary tent city or the barricades. The inn used to be here on the right, and on the left was Master Marcus's mage school. After the war, so many people came to the town that we needed a larger inn. Master Marcus was happy to sell his old mage school. Change is good, he told me. The houses in Seastone are pretty cramped together. And down there somewhere there's a city made of tents and boards. The Archmage is working hard to give people hope after the devastation of the war. Every day you can hear the people down there making music and singing until late at night. They dance, practice dwarf tossing, and hold spelling bees. They know how to entertain themselves, but one day the mood will turn. There might not be enough beer, or too much. Either would be a problem. Someone has put a bucket of water next to the fire pit. Security isn't normally a priority in Seastone. But with all these wooden houses, I'm glad to see an exception. The water in the bucket's frozen to ice. The water in the bucket... Usually citizens and visitors to the inn warm up by the fireplace on cold nights. Paper, wood, everything's here, except for someone looking to warm up. Usually citizens... Paper... The first and most impressive barricade I've ever seen. The protesters took everything they could find and piled it up to make a huge wall. No one is getting through without a troll. This looks like a hatch. Hello?
Aloha.
Are you talking to the enemy?
Who are you?
My name is...
Shh! If you tell an agent of the government our real names, you'll endanger the entire organization.
What do you want to call us?
My name is John. No, Paul. Next to me is, J-Stop.
Your name is Paul? But you're a woman.
Gender is just one of the fictions indoctrinated by the patriarchal society.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. What are you protesting about then?
We're protesting against exploitation, against discrimination, against poverty, and against the destruction of the environment.
Wow, those are all important issues. What do you plan on doing?
We're already doing something.
We are demanding that things change.
We've made a petition.
And we're putting together a list of demands.
We're still working on the wording. Problems with the neutrality guidelines.
How far have you got?
Dear brothers, stroke sisters in arms, other forms of resistance are available. Fellow countrymen, countrywomen, country transsexuals, country gender nonconformists.
Getting back to the whole making a change thing.
If you want to make a difference, you can write like on a piece of paper and pass it through the hatch. Then everyone will know you support our cause.
I talked to a prisoner in the upper town. He's one of yours, isn't he?
A victim of the state's power. Our first martyr.
He's not dead yet. And if he got the cake, he'll be back with us soon.
Cake? Shh. If you're for justice and change, you'll probably be voting for Archmage Alistair, right?
The election's a joke. One corrupt politician replacing another. And behind the scenes, it's always the same people pulling the strings.
That may be true of the council leader, but the Archmage...
Big Man has got them eating out their hands.
Exactly. The magic industrial multinational that was responsible for the war.
So you're entering your own candidate?
That's pure daft. There's no point. We're doing the only thing that will lead to success. We're protesting.
Maybe I can pass on some of your demands to the Archmage and we can see what can be done.
We demand that no one in Avantasia should ever be poorer than average.
Isn't that mathematically impossible?
Not at all. If every resident got exactly the same amount of gold, then no one is poorer than the average.
But if everyone gets the same amount of gold without having to do anything for it, why would anyone bother to earn the gold in the first place?
Only someone who belongs to the rich elite could ask something like that.
Did you build the barricade?
Aye, that's right.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. But it kind of blocks the whole street, doesn't it?
We're gonna dry you lot out till you give us what we want.
But the upper town is supplied by airships.
We won't move an inch until you stand starving and freezing before us.
But we've got plenty of food. And if my rabbit sheep didn't always take my bed, I wouldn't freeze either.
I told you it doesn't work like that.
We're protesting here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Everything all right in the lower town?
Couldn't be better. The fire of protest is stoking up hell. People are being drawn closer together by a common noble goal.
And because of a lack of space.
Wheesht!
Why did you set up the barricade here and not at the gate? That would have given you loads of extra space.
And the inn would have been on our side too.
Our barricade is more visible this way. The elite should quake at the sight of our resolve.
I don't think they're doing that.
You're clearly trying to drive a wedge between us, Agent. See? The fat cats are trying to sabotage us. They're afraid. That's a good sign.
Have to be going.
May the protest never end.
I find them both quite entertaining, but I don't know what I'd talk to them about. Hopefully I can sleep in my own bed tonight. A bed here at the inn would overtax the contents of my wallet. Wow! A two-headed ogre. I've heard of those. I never thought I'd actually ever see one of those in real life. Or smell it. Master Marcus and Bill eventually had enough of this strange role-playing apparatus. I thought Master Marcus had outgrown his love of fantasy worlds, but now there's live role-play. I'm worried about him. Eventually, he might spend all of his time in his fantasy role-play world of bicycles, tax returns, microwaves and branded soft drinks and forget the real world entirely. The thing makes a good fireplace, and the boar's head from the old inn looks good there too. I must say that overall, I really like this pub. I hope that in a few days I can celebrate the election victory here with Remy and the Archmage. Someone forgot their jacket, or left it hanging there while they take a nap upstairs. That would be risky. The crime rate in this town is at an all-time high. Someone forgot their jacket. That would be risky. Swinging Seastone, the town that never sleeps. This postcard was clearly sent before the war. Even the Mage School Tower is in its proper place. I can't enter the upper town, the gate's locked. A sheet of paper with lots of paragraphs in small type. It says, license in law at the top. Rules for different drinking games, maybe. Article 1, paragraph 1, drink with sense. If sense is not available, drink without. And here, Article 6, paragraph 5. The feeding of mugwais after midnight is expressly forbidden. That makes sense. Article 14, paragraph 2. The host is not required to serve vampires. This seems to be a long list of rules that apply to inns and their guests. How practical. This way you can check at any time to ensure that any freewheeling parties still conform to local ordinances. That's one less worry. There are a whole bunch of Article 9... Headmaster Block seems to be counting gold. Lots of gold. I wonder where he got it. Remy looks tired. I think the election campaign and the current situation in the town are really taking their toll on him. Hello, Remy.
If it isn't the Magic School's new star professor. How was your first day, Wilbur?
Please don't ask.
But I am asking. You are my friend and you look far from happy. What's wrong?
Headmaster Block is very mean to me. He gives me loads of difficult tasks.
All of which you've solved, knowing you.
Yes, but then he gives me new tasks that are even more difficult. And even if I worked through the night, I still couldn't finish them all. No one could.
Interesting and curious. If he wanted to represent you as the Archmage's bad choice, then he wouldn't have given you exercises that are clearly impossible. People would realize what kind of game was being played and the trick would backfire. Did you notice anything else?
Yes. I surprised Headmaster Block in the staff room as he was rummaging through a desk drawer. But he was startled when I spoke to him, like I caught him doing something.
He didn't want you to see him fiddling around in his own desk drawer.
Interesting, isn't it?
At first there was the unsolvable exercises, and now the desk drawer. Something's not right.
That's what I think too. You don't look all that happy yourself. Tough day.
Tough week. I'm worried about the Archmage's safety. The situation in the town is explosive. He was heckled on the street while checking up on a field hospital down there. but it was just some wound-up idiots. I'm worried about the one assailant who has enough brains, resources, and volition.
Someone? Like Headmaster Block?
Hard to imagine, but it can't be ruled out. We need more information.
The council leader was standing up by the new lottery drum, dictating tomorrow's edition of the Lookout to a reporter.
Yes, she has the Lookout under her thumb. She's a horrible piece of work. Ambitious, stubborn, and unscrupulous. A dangerous combination. Comes from a humble background, but got her feet under old Van Buren's table. Tried to persuade him to do all sorts of new business deals and start a career in politics. Many say he died so young because he finally wanted to be left in peace.
How did she end up as the Archmage's most promising challenger?
The Archmage doesn't want the most important posts in government to go automatically to the richest citizens anymore, but rather to the most competent people, chosen by the people.
And of course the nobility and the merchants don't like that one bit.
They were seething when they found out about it, but there was nothing they could do to start with. The Archmage was too popular, untouchable. But then along came Sybil Van Buren, and she had a plan. The election was to be approved and set for 1 year's time. 1 year in which she put up obstacles in the Archmage's way and sabotaged his politics in any way she could. Her only aim was to make him look bad. By the gods, how I'd load it if she succeeded.
But we will win the election, right? The Archmage, I mean.
Van Buren has used all her resources. They're powerful, rich friends with important posts at the Seastone Lookout. The only newspaper left in town. Simple slogans, simple solutions, patriotism and resentment. She tells the people what they want to hear. And yet, the Archmage will win the election. Every vote for the council leader and her cronies is a vote too many. But stupidity amongst the voters has not prevailed yet.
Why doesn't the Archmage defend himself more aggressively against the council leader? Why doesn't he just tell everyone about her scheming?
He wants as many people as possible to take part in solving our problems. He doesn't want there to be two sides at each other's throats. But I don't know if it will work. People are starting to accept the conditions. They blame everyone and everything, and they don't even try to change anything anymore. I asked the Archmage about it. You know what he said? He's comfortable having things stay as they are. That's why many favor it. Progress requires effort. What kind of world would it be if there was glaring injustice and everyone put up with it just because change takes too much effort? But hey, I'm just a rat. What do I know?
So what do we do now? Keep an eye on Headmaster Block and see what happens?
So near the elections. A supporter of the council leader behaving suspiciously in the vicinity of the Archmage. No, too risky. We can't wait.
So you're going to have a look for yourself?
Phew, I'd like to, but perhaps that's precisely their plan. An officially unofficial employee of the Archmage sniffing about in the office of one of his political opponents.
Wouldn't be good if word got out. A first-rate scandal. But what about a teacher looking for a form in the staff room? A teacher who is in the school because the headmaster has given him tasks to be done.
Normally I would try to discourage you, but the Archmage is visiting the school tomorrow. If his opponents are planning something, we have to expose them tonight.
I'll do it. I'll have a look around and get back to you if I discover anything.
All right, but be careful, Wilbur.
Archmage Alistair gave me a magic slate.
That's just like him. He likes magical playthings.
That's not all. The slate advised me to build a golem to help me with my work.
A golem?
They're very strong, so it could help me with a lot of my work.
Yes, but I was thinking of something else. Think about it. We agree the Archmage is the most powerful living wizard.
Of course.
No one could touch a hair on his head with a magical attack. But brute force, a stone to the head, a knife in the ribs.
That could be a possibility.
But now imagine that he had a bodyguard, a big chap, hard as stone.
You mean me? Sure, I've grown a bit, but I don't feel that powerful, and I'm not that tough.
No. I mean a golem.
Ah, okay. I get it.
Even a troll wouldn't get past a golem. Best of all, golems are absolutely loyal. They simply cannot help but follow their master's commands.
And if I order it to defend the Archmage with its life...
Then that's exactly what it'll do, and no one would get past it.
That sounds fantastic.
Can you manage that? Building a golem and bringing it to life?
I'll sure try, at any rate. I'll get it to complete the headmaster's stupid tasks first, and then guard the Archmage.
The headmaster and the council leader have come up against the wrong gnome.
Then let's not waste any time. I'll build a golem bodyguard for the Archmage and have a look around the headmaster's office.
Good idea. And let me know as soon as you find anything peculiar. No heroics, Wilbur Weathervane.
I'll be careful.
I'll go back underground. I want to find out about the dark magic the Archmage has been sensing for days.
Good luck. You and Van Buren will not succeed with your plan. You may have great and powerful friends, but the Archmage has small and cleverer ones.